Ava Meneer, Downingtown, West Pennsylvania. Number 20, Summer Ryman, Ocean City High, New Jersey. Number 21, Leah Corman, Scotch Plain, Fenwood, New Jersey. Number 22, Emily Chico, Ramapo High, New Jersey. And number 25, Sophia Lowenberg, Trumbull High, Connecticut. Coaches for the East, Ashley Hammond, Tammy Haley, and Mark Lander. Ladies and gentlemen, if you'll please rise. Gentlemen, remove your caps as we play the national anthem. Officiating tonight's contest in center, Zach Bond. Assisting, Shay Baya and John Nesbitt. Ladies and gentlemen, we will give a 1-minute warning at the end of each half and count down the final 10 seconds. Ladies and gentlemen, to start tonight's contest, we will be having an honorary kickoff by number 20 for the West, Kenna Souther.
so I don't know like if we're even on the air. And I mean, they started the game, so we're not even. We're definitely not streaming. Like, I mean, the guys next to me, I know we're not streaming, but I don't even know if we're even recording. If we're recording, how do you know that? Like, all right, I'm gonna start. Should I just start talking to them? I mean, I have nothing on my monitor. There's nothing. We only have one headset. The game started already, so I don't know whether I should start talking or not. Do I just wait? But I don't think we are on air. Is what I'm saying. Like, there's nothing on the monitor. All right, bye. Welcome to Bearden High School in Knoxville, Tennessee, as we bring you the annual BIMBO High School All-American Soccer Game, brought to you by TopDoorSoccer.com, Continental Tire, Capelli Sport, Prep Soccer, and, of course, BIMBO, the best high school girls and boys seniors. The girls' game is underway already. We apologize for any technical difficulties. Dean Linke along with Heidi Mueller, delighted to be with you. The East is in the red. The West is in the white. We'll go ahead and read off the rosters while they're playing, as the East looking for the first goal already and denied right there. It's Dean Linke along with Heidi Mueller. And Heidi Mueller, we're going to give you the microphone a little bit. You attended practice, so you can tell a little bit about the tone of what's going on here.
There are some highly technical players from all over the country. We're excited to watch them tonight as they lead the attack on both sides. I think we're going to see some tremendous scoring opportunities from both teams. Players from all over the country with tons of accolades that are just stack up to obviously being some of the best in the nation.
Great to be with Heidi. The East sends in the corner kick. The East in red, again, the West in white. Here is the East roster. Wearing number 1, Caroline Duffy. She's going to Duke. Wearing number 2, Mary Cochran. She's going to Georgetown. Wearing number 3, Annie Isfording from Indian Hill High School in Ohio. She's going to Johns Hopkins. Shay O'Rourke, number 4, headed to South Carolina. Marianne Gasick is headed to Ohio State from Nichols School. Emma Romano is from New York. She's wearing number 6. Number 7 is Brooke Harula. Number 8 is Isabella Romano. Number 9 is Sydney Segalia. We'll get more on the schools as we go on. Number 10 is Kayla Reed. Number 11 is Taylor Brennan. Number 12 is Gabriela Gonzalez. Number 13 is Ava Minier. Number 14 is Kelsey Smith. Number 15 is Molly Martin. Number 20 is Summer Rymet. Number 21 is Leah Klerman. Number 22 is Emily Chico. Number 24 is Mary Lundgren. Number 25 is Sophia Lowenberg. And number 29 is Abby Rice. The East is coached by Ashley Hammond, Tammy Haley, and Mark Landers. That is the East, again, in red and blue. The white team in for the West, number 0, Tegan Sill, is headed to BYU. Of course, just made it to the national championship game before falling to Florida State wearing 0. Number 1, Jansen Story. Number 2, Kelly Bullock. Number 3, Nicole Sidlowski. Number 4, Kira Prologo. Number 5, Libby Majke. Number 6, Hannah Galvin. Number 7, Seven Castaigne. Number 8, Riley Kerber. Number 9, Ashley Vaughn. Number 10, Taylor Kruger. Number 11, Lily Boyden. Number 12, Chloe Seelhoff. Number 13, Elizabeth Jaraseski. Number 14, Elle Frazier. Number 16, Mallory Glass. Number 17, Summer Conry. Number 18, Maya Tabion. Number 19, Elena Corbett. Number 20, Kenneth Sauter. Number 23, Jordan Brown. Number 26, Violet Rademacher. The West is coached by Mike Brady from Noblesville High. They power out of Indiana, along with Kristen Hetzel, also from Noblesville High, and Jay Jacobson from Barlow High, Oregon. Heidi and I will rotate, doing a little play-by-play here and color together. Again, I want to remind you that the white is the West team. The red is the East team. Right now, the West team in possession, trying to make that last pass, handled defensively there by Emily Chico, who is the USA U18 star. Emily Chico wearing number 18. Good pace already to this game.
Both teams are showing tremendous soccer IQ already. It's definitely going to be a game of chess through and through the entire game. Both teams looking for all their options, being smart on defense, playing containment when they need to, and having a high work rate to pressure balls that are needed to be pressured. Both teams making very smart decisions at this point.
Well said, Heidi. And a great story, Heidi, is world is so small. We understand that you actually played with one of the coaches. Tell that story, please.
Yeah, Dee. I attended the University of Louisville in the early 90s, and Coach Tammy Hammock, she is the coach for the Red team, and she and I played together at the University of Louisville. So excited to see her. It's been 25 years since I've seen that spicy nugget, but I'm ready to rock and roll and join her on the soccer field here once again.
This is a special treat because, as you know, high school soccer, a lot of the times the players don't get to play high school. So it is great to see, particularly at the girls' level, they are all going to big-time schools. You see Duke, BYU, Ohio State, Boston College, TCU, big-time programs.
Right. This list of college commitments is impressive. I mean, that is just the only way to say it, impressive. These players have exhilarating futures. They've already had outstanding high school careers. Most of them piling up accolades year after year, some of them four-year all-state players. Well deserved. The time and energy that these players have put in behind the scenes to play at some of the highest levels in the nation is something very, very honorable.
This is the 2021 High School All-America game presented by BIMBO. Your sponsors are also Top Drawer Soccer, Continental Tire, Capelli Sport, and Prep Soccer. We thank you so much for being with us. Some of you will see this as a recorded version and not live, but certainly appreciate you popping in to see the top seniors, both for the girls in this first game and the boys in the second game.
Going to be a fantastic night. It's perfect weather conditions tonight. In the mid-50s. The rain cleared away earlier this afternoon, so just a nice, kind of damp environment, but perfect for playing some soccer in. These players come from all different weather environments, some from the far west coast, some as far north as Connecticut. So we have players that are used to playing in different environments. For some of them, this being December, this is outstanding weather. Others that are used to playing a little further south, this is a little bit chilly, but it's a nice meet in the middle. Both teams working to be strategic. There's some very crafty players on both teams. It's going to be exciting to watch what happens in the offensive third. There's some defensive players as well that have earned all-state accolades as well as Top Drawer Soccer top accolades. So we'll continue to talk about defense as well as offense as the game plays out. Here we have an attack into space met by the West defender. Both teams just playing very smart. Double team on the back of the attack of the red player. And a nice reset by the West. Earlier today at training, these players many of them have spent time at different national training camps and ID camps, as well as for college recruiting, and played at the highest levels in club soccer as well as high school national championships. And the level of communication is just outstanding. It's just loud, it's nonstop. Even though these players don't know each other, they came from totally different parts of the country, they get out there and they work as one unit.
Alongside Heidi, I'm Dean. It's the West and East High School All-America game presented by BIMBO. We are here in Knoxville, Tennessee. A little bit of a change up to come to Knoxville, and part of it is the pandemic and dealing with everything. As you see that shot from distance right there, coming from number 8, Isabella Romano.
Number 8, Isabella Romano.
Nice shot by Romano. In goal is Jordan Brown, who had planned to attend Southern Cal. There's a good chance that she may follow Kadani McAlpine to Georgia after Kadani McAlpine decided to head back south. And what a great pickup it is for Georgia to have a Kadani McAlpine.
Yeah, it just continues to build their roster, create some depth in their younger players, and continue to push that program forward.
So the East playing it out of the middle. Number 25, Sophia Lowenberg from Trumbull High, Connecticut, the midfielder. Again, the West in white, the East in red. Over the top and knocked out of bounds. Annie is Isfordine from Indian Hill High, the defender.
Annie was an All-American watch list player for 2021, and she also was the Southwest Ohio Girls top 10 players to watch for 2021. A lot of competitive soccer comes out of the Cincinnati area. Tremendous growth in women's soccer out of Southern Ohio. Ohio in general, Dean, has a lot of players here today, as well as in the past has produced a lot of top collegiate athletes. Several players going to Ohio State, Wright State. Cincinnati has definitely become a soccer mecca for producing women's soccer players.
Indeed. Played in the middle there by Brooke Harala from Framingham High in Massachusetts. She's headed to Purdue to play for Drew Roth and the Boilermakers. They had a breakthrough season, making it to the NCAA tournament this year. Quite a few Big Ten players out there.
Brooke was nationally ranked as the top 37 forward in 2022 and 2021. And she was nationally ranked a top 109 player.
Picked back up by Brooke Harala. And the East still looking for our first goal here, 13 minutes in. One back by the East, played to the feet there of Mirren Gasik from Nichols School, defender headed to Ohio State. Played back to the feet now of Chico. Chico, of course, U.S. under-18 player, big-time talent. One back by the West, 7 Castaigne, who's headed to TCU, and Eric Bell, who has put TCU on the map as they routinely now make runs into the Elite Eight. Great ball, far side over to Romano. Romano dealing with it. Romano's got it. Cut back in. Played back over to the feet of 13, Minier. Sent back across, and now the West will try to get out of pressure. It'll go out of bounds off of the East, and it'll be a throw-in.
The West is doing a nice job of attacking the space, forcing the defense to make decisions, to collapse on the ball, playing the creative runs. There's going to be a lot of intricate and crafty playmaking in the offensive thirds.
The West in the middle of the park. They push it outside. Castaigne, good squared ball, but met there by the East, still loose. Into the 18, one bounce. Defending there, number 20, Summer Rymette from Ocean City High, who's headed to Monmouth. How was practice this morning?
Practice was fantastic. It's always fun to see the players get to know each other and come from different parts of the country. And a lot of these players have seen each other, though, over the course of the last 4 years at different, like we said, ID camps or ODP training sessions. But some of them are just super ecstatic to see each other again. And knowing this is their senior year, that they may not see each other in the next 4 years, or they may be competing against each other in the next 4 years. So they're kind of meeting here on different terms than they have in the past.
Flag's going to stay down. Romano is in. Romano's had the best chance and denied there once again by Jordan Brown from Faith Lutheran High School in Nevada, the goalkeeper that originally expected to go to Southern Cal, but that is up in the air at the moment. Again, the West in the white, the East in the red. It's the 2021 BIMBO High School All-American game.
Romano continuing to show that she's an offensive threat, that she's going to mix it up top. She's going to force their defense to make decisions. I think that she's a player that you got to continue to keep an eye on tonight.
Once again, the East in the red, the West in the white. And it looks like the East getting ready to make the first changes here. Pretty much free rules on substitutions, as you would expect in this high school soccer showcase, a celebration of their great achievements all over the country.
Several of these players have had 4-time All-State accolades. Some of them have been top 100 players in top drawer soccer. Some have made it to the under-18 national team for the Olympic Development Program. Lots of hours spent with a soccer ball, lots of hours in travel, lots of hours at practice. It's a tremendous honor to be here today.
A throw in here for the West. Ashley Vaughn. One bounce. Sent long here. Gigantic boot by the East goalkeeper, and one by the East, who has made many changes here, trying to search for that first goal, still at zeros. Sent all the way across. I will tell you, Jordan Brown from Faith Lutheran High School looks really good. The goalkeeper for the West team.
At practice this morning, Dean, she was outstanding. There is not much that's going to get across the face of that net without her getting a hand on it or blocking it out of bounds. She covers a lot of ground. She's got an incredible vertical jump. She just covers, and even the slickest of shots isn't going to get past her.
Knocked out of bounds by the East. It'll be a throw in for the West.
Number 10, Taylor Reed. Number 14.
At halftime, we hope to talk to Eric Stratman, the top man for the high school All-America game. West in possession.
Also on the field for the East, number 4,
West down near the corner flag. Sent across, and it'll be knocked out of bounds. It'll be a corner kick. So first corner kick coming for the West. An opportunity for the West here now, where the East was pretty dangerous to start this game. Going over to take the corner is Maya Tabion from Eastlake High School, Washington. She is headed to Columbia. Super smart. Driven in and picked out of the air, handled there easily. The goalkeeper, Caroline Duffy, Riverville High School out of Maryland, headed to play for the Duke Blue Devils, where right now Ruthie Jones, the sister of Daniel Jones, the quarterback for the New York Giants, is the outstanding goalkeeper, but she's only got, I believe, just 1 year left, so certainly a good one coming in for Robbie Church and the Duke Blue Devils.
It's important to remember that these players have not only worked hard on their athletic success, but also their academic success. A lot of these players are going to very, very difficult academic schools. They've spent hours and hours, not just on the soccer field, but tutoring and everything else that's needed to be an all-around student athlete. A lot of them are going into very challenging programs. Spoke to a few of the players earlier today. Several of them have their sights set on being nurses and going into the nursing field. So very demanding as a student athlete at the collegiate level to play at such a high level and also sustain super high academics.
Goal kick bombed again by Brown. It's a turf surface here in Knoxville, so big bounces. Zach Bond in the middle for this game. Shea Baya will be in the middle for the boys' game as the officials. As we thank all the officials as well for stepping up and being part of this game. The BIMBO High School All-America game for girls and boys.
Both sides playing very calm and collected, continuing to just kind of feel out each other's defenses, understand where they might have some strategic openings. They continue to play speed on the left side. The West continues to want to feed the ball down the left side to test the speed and the ability to maybe get some crosses off into the box. There's been some quick transitions through the middle. Both teams just kind of sizing each other up right now, Dean.
Still searching for that first goal. That's well said, Heidi.
Number 22, Emily Tico.
So now the West getting ready to make wholesale changes. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 different players coming in. Again, we read the rosters earlier. We'll read the rosters a couple times during this game so that every player gets identified. They play it up top to the east, as that's Shay O'Rourke headed to South Carolina. She attends St. Mary's of Lancaster in New York. Taken away there by the east, picked up there by Kelsey Smith. On it now is Shay O'Rourke. Played forward, in, and a chance to score here. Nifty little move, down and over, and we've got a goal. Kayla Reed from East Brunswick High School in New Jersey has made it East 1, West 0.
Tremendous composure there. She had pressure, obviously, the keeper coming out, showing that she has the maturity as a player to continue to stay focused and place it in the corner, even though she's under pressure.
Substitution on the field for the West, wearing white, number 0 taken.
So a great goal there for the East. The East was knocking at the door, and so they deserve to be the first team to score here, as finally they're able to work around Jordan Brown.
Right, instead of playing straight line, they've been working some creative passes, some creative off-the-ball movement. They tested that defensive line and found that there's going to be some slant passes that they're going to be able to play to their forwards.
Number 20.
Red continues to have a little bit more of an appetite. The East playing a little bit more fiery, winning a few more of the possessions, controlling the game a little bit more in the midfield, creating some more options on offense, forcing the White West to continue to set up collectively on defense. The White is denying options. On defense, they're denying. On offense, the Red is creating options.
Again, the East and the Red. The East with a 1-0 lead. Played back here now to Kelsey Smith. Back again, challenging, and knocked out of bounds. Will be a corner kick for the East.
For the East.
Again, the East just continues to test this defense. The East also has quite a height advantage, Dean. I noticed at practice and training this morning. Lots of very tall, athletic players on the East team. Many of them over 5'8" and taller. So in situations like this where the ball is played in on a corner kick, it seems like the East may have an advantage height-wise.
On the field for the East, number 15.
So under 22 minutes remaining here in the first half. They'll play 45 minutes each. The East with a 1-0 lead over the West.
Also on the field for the East, number 2, Mary Cochran.
The East back on it. Nifty little move, trying to make it 2-0, dancing around. And coming back to get it again is Jordan Brown.
Jordan Brown being very decisive to come out on that player. Nice footwork, continue to dance, to do whatever they can to keep their feet hot, to release that ball into the net. But Jordan Brown, she's an aggressive player back there, goalkeeper.
Mary Lundregan.
Under 20 minutes remaining here in the first half.
Jordan Brown, Dean, was also Gatorade Player of the Year for Nevada in 2019 and 2020.
Taylor Brennan.
She was a top drawer soccer all-region and all-state star in 2019. She holds the state record for the most shutouts in a season and most consecutive shutout games.
The West looking for that equalizer. They play it back to Duffy. I do believe, yeah, Duffy is still in there, the goalkeeper. They've not changed the goalkeepers. We saw the West make wholesale changes, 9 new players in there. Again, the West, Number 0, Tegan Sill. Number 1, Jansen Story. Number 2, Kelly Bullock. Number 3, Nicole Sedlowski. Number 4, Kira Prologo. Number 5, Libby Majke. Number 6, Hannah Galvin. As the West now on it with number 8, Riley Kerber. 7, Castaigne wears number 7. Here's number 8, Riley Kerber. And the East going the other way. The East wearing number 2, Mary Cochran. Cochran right down the middle. Good break here as they fill the lanes. On the right side is Kelsey Smith. Smith has it. She's from McDonald School in Maryland. And looking for the second one and handled there once again by Jordan Brown.
Shot on goal for East, number 9, Sydney Sagalia.
Again, the East just continues to put the pressure on the defense of the West. East trying to be more intricate in their playmaking, working hard to break down that defense. To score against Jordan Brown, they're going to have something spectacular happen. They're going to have to really have some good unison in the offensive third and really get something solid on frame.
They flip it out far side to the left side. Chloe Seelhoff from Glacier Peak High School can't run it down, but it'll be knocked out of bounds. It'll be a throw in back to the West. It's the East on top 1-0. 18:30 remaining here in the first half. We're in Knoxville, Tennessee, Bearden High School.
Again, the West continues to drive down the left side of the field. Haven't quite figured out the combination yet as far as playing central, but they're starting to get release some shots and starting to put a little bit more pressure on the goalkeeper for the East.
The East play it over to number 14, Kelsey Smith.
This is going to continue to be a game of possession. The team that possesses the most has the highest soccer IQ in their decisions in maintaining that possession, attacking the offensive third like we're seeing right now, some playmaking.
Shot from distance there. Sorry, Heidi, as that comes from Chloe Seelhoff, who's headed to Washington, but handled there by Caroline Duffy. Go ahead with your point.
I think if they can continue to do those types of playmaking, that's the first time now we've seen combination play in the center of the field. I think as they continue to gain more confidence and working together, again, a lot of these players have never even met each other before. They're out here for the first time on a big stage, a national platform streamed across the country. So they are working hard as well to familiarize themselves with how each other plays.
Sent back in by the East, handled there by the West. Again, making a ton of changes here in the first half. Free substitution rules. Played back here now by number 25, Sophia Lowenberg. Back on the attack is the East. Knocked out of bounds there by number 4, Kira Prologo from Eastlake High School in Washington.
You can see the East gaining momentum. You can see them finding their rhythm, finding their comfort. They're starting to really continue to build that appetite. I think that we're going to really start to see some of the show-stopping moves and activity that makes these players All-Americans. You can see as they're gaining confidence, here they go, continuing to attack the space. They're very smart in how they play the ball back out of pressure when they need to and advance forward when the attack makes sense, when they have numbers up on the attack. The Red just continues to show that they are collected and high soccer IQ players.
Again, the red is the East, the white is the West. Over the ball now, the East. Getting ready to take to free kick is number 2, Mary Cochran, headed to Georgetown. Georgetown, another great season. Cochran will send it in straight to the goalkeeper and handled there by Jordan Brown.
What a phenomenal program that Georgetown program is, and a lot of excitement around that program. Continuing to have great runs in the NCAA tournament, so quite an achievement for her to be playing at Georgetown.
Dave Nolan, a fine head coach for the Georgetown Hoyas. Taken away here by the East. Well done as it's ripped there by Kelsey Smith. Kelsey Smith staying with it. Kelsey Smith, extra touch. and can't make that final pass, handled by the West, who trail in this 1-0 with 15 minutes remaining in the game.
Kelsey Smith was the 2021 Baltimore Sun Player of the Year. A lot of great talent comes out of the Baltimore area. Quite an achievement to be up for that award. She's going to stay close to home, going to Maryland.
On the ball is Kayla Reed. Played forward, finds the feet there of Shea O'Rourke. Now out wide, making a run on the right side. Open is Brennan. Let's see if they can find her. They'll play it back through Romano, who had really electrifying first 15 minutes in this game. A couple dangerous shots that were handled by Jordan Brown. And then finally the East broke through after making a couple changes. One here by the West, Kelly Bullock. Bullock drops it off. Numbers are decent here. Look at Red get back to get behind the ball. Great run back there by Sydney Segalia. Phenomenal run. She is headed to Boston College, I do believe, out of Connecticut. That's great defending right there by number 9.
Dean, I definitely think there's some extreme notables here about Shea O'Rourke out of Lancaster, New York. Her career goals are 136. 136 career goals and 44 career assists. She knows how to find the net. She's also been awarded the New York Gatorade Player of the Year in 2020. New York, what an outstanding state for soccer and population. It's quite the accolade there. She's also been USA Today Female Athlete of the Year for New York State. And she's also been the soccer coaches all region. She's had a tremendous showing in the state of New York, which is a very, very tough place, a lot of population to be seen.
She'll play for Shelley and Jamie Smith at South Carolina in the SEC. Of course, South Carolina knocking off North Carolina, and they won a couple games again in the tournament. East in the red, the West in the white. East leading 1-0. It's the BIMBO 2021 High School Girls Soccer All-America game. The Boys High School All-America game will follow this one.
Plenty of soccer action for us tonight, Dean, between the two games. It's really great to see all the players come together, the boys teams, the female teams, all of these coaches. I mean, the coaching staff is just one in a million. I mean, the coaching staff and the pedigree.
The East looking for that second goal, but offside anyway. But you're right about the coaches. Go on about them. They're incredible.
Yeah, the pedigree of this coaching staff is just unbelievable. Just probably 100 years or more of coaching experience. You have Mike Brady from Noblesville High School, who has, just completely transformed soccer for the state of Tennessee. Indiana. He's completely transformed it for Noblesville, continuing to be in the state championship time after time. Some great learning points at the training sessions this morning. I enjoyed it greatly. I know that the players did too. This might be an opportunity, Dean, for the East to put something on, or I'm sorry, for the West to put something on frame.
The West in the white, the East in the red. As part of our coverage here on the High School All-America game. Most of you are seeing this recorded. We apologize it could not work live based on the internet stream, but hopefully you're watching this the day after and enjoying some great soccer here from the top seniors across the country. Another great organization run by Eric Stratman. That one pinged around and handled there by Kelsey Smith. It'll go out of bounds, and it'll stay with the West. So the West off the free kick, denied, but they do keep possession here, Heidi.
They need to continue to try to lock the ball into this offensive third, and maybe play a little bit stronger line of containment, not allowing the East the East to break out of their defensive third. I think if they can continue to play a little bit more high pressure, maybe win some more of the second balls, start to convert those to opportunities.
Here's a little nifty move by the West, Kelly Bullock, and Bullock will earn a corner kick. Great move by Kelly Bullock, slicing and dicing inside the 18.
Showing some strong athleticism and some strong cuts. with both feet. She's out of Salt Lake City, Utah.
Riley Herber.
Her team was the 5A state champions in 2020. She's also been a Top Drawer Soccer 4-star national top 150 recruit. She was also on the youth national team, Dean, on the under 18 regional ID attendee as well. She was also been in the U.S. national U20 team pool. So Kelly Bullock is no stranger to high-level soccer.
Well said, Heidi. The back line there for the West, knocking it out of bounds there. Elizabeth Jaraseski, who is headed to Idaho State out of the state of Montana.
Jordan Brown showing she's tenacious in the goal.
Brown will try to run that one down, and she does. Jordan Brown, Faith Lutheran High School out of Nevada.
Red, the East definitely made a decision to transition in the offense. I think they got a little tired of playing back in their defensive third, knew that they needed to give themselves some breathing room and try to push up offensively. We're seeing the tables turn. The white West team becoming much more confident on the ball, starting to find some rhythms. The West white has been a little bit left field dominant. Hopefully they'll start to transition maybe through their very skilled central midfielders and try some new approaches, switching the ball through the middle. When they do win the possession, they do need to try to work hard to capitalize on those opportunities because the red is not making it easy for them. Once the red and the East gains possession, they are not giving the ball up easily.
Under 8 minutes remaining, 1-0. The East on top of the West here in the girls' high school All-America game.
I think patience is going to be the key for both of these squads. Continue to test different soft spots, see where there might be an entry point. Pull back and play composed like they are right now until they can find what those openings are. A lot of communication out on the field right now. Making a strong run across, nice creative play.
Knocked out of bounds, sliding in there for the East. Number 15, Molly Martin, headed to Penn State to play for Erica Dombach and Ann Cook and the Nittany Lions. Throw in here for the West, Hannah Galvin. Galvin trying to get it into the 18. Defended well there by the East and sent forward. Romano, who's been very busy.
Romano plays with a lot of vigor. A lot of vigor. She wants the ball. You can tell she's full of gumption. She wants the ball at her feet. She wants to be the player on the attack. She's that kind of player that wants to play to make the difference in the last 2 minutes of a game.
Played out of the back there for the West. Number 13, Elizabeth Jaraseski from C.M. Russell High School in Montana. It's the East with the 1-0 lead, though, back on the attack on the far side, left side. On your streaming screen, played at the top of the 18. It'll fall now to Mary Cochran. Cochran can hit it from here. Cochran does hit it, but no problem for Jordan Brown, the talented goalkeeper out of Faith Lutheran High School.
Cochran had a decision to make there. I think she looked to play the ball off and decided that she was going to go ahead and take it herself. Not quite getting solid contact on that ball, but I could see obviously she was looking to be a generous teammate and realized that the last minute she was actually the best opportunity for the shot.
Great ball into the East again. Brooke
Nice.
Caralla from Framingham High is going to take a shot, and it's knocked away, denied at the last minute there by Jordan Brown, as I just blew your ears away right there. A great shot and a great save from Jordan Brown.
Saving goal by
Great
Jordan
turn,
Brown.
great transition, appetite for the goal.
Corner kick for the East, number 2, Mary Cochran.
Mary Cochran drives it in, far side.
A lot of athleticism coming into that box. I continue to just be so impressed, Dean, with the technical refinement of these players. The ball comes to them, they handle it like it's an egg. It's just so gentle on their foot. Their touch is just incredible. At training this morning, it was just phenomenal to see where the high school girls game has, how far it's come in their technical refinement. These players, it's just phenomenal. Both feet, inside, outside, taking down some of the hardest serves towards them and just bringing them down with ease. Oh, a little communication gap there in the middle. There's the transition. East on the attack. Sometimes the easiest of plays can become difficult like that. Communication is key. Again, these players playing with each other, some of them playing with each other for the first time in their careers. But the Red almost capitalized on it. These are the top level players in the nation, Dean. So when there are mistakes like that, you better look out, because they're going to win the ball, counterattack, and transition on you, and it's going to cost you a goal. Got a little overexcited there. The East
Offside call.
playing the ball over top, called for the offsides. White is doing a nice job, the West players, of just kind of sitting back a little bit defensively. Yes, the Red is proving that they have a dangerous counterattack. However, the White is being calm, cool, collected, sitting back, playing great unit defense. They do continue to keep numbers behind the ball, even though the East is trying to transition quickly. Tremendous technical footwork from the inside out. The Red
Romano.
again finding a creative slice.
Yeah, great ball in here to Minier. Minier again handled there. It was not on target, but handled anyway by Jordan Brown. As we are approaching the final minutes here in this high school All-America game.
Ava's also going to be joining the roster at Penn State. She is from Downingtown, Pennsylvania. She's had 26 career goals and 11 career assists.
1 minute remaining in the half. 1 minute.
Just 1 minute. It's the East on top of the West, 1-0. Sent over the top, again handled by Jordan Brown, who did have to pick one out of the net. Switching over to the West, Riley Kerber. Kerber has it.
Attacking the space. Far field run, well played. Ran out of real estate. So, Dean, we sit here and we have pages and pages of all of these tremendous accolades and honors that these players have received, both academically and athletically.
10,
And it's
9,
amazing to think that they still
8,
haven't even had the full
7,
honors announced
6,
yet for 2021.
5,
Tremendous futures for these
4,
players.
3,
Final
2,
seconds counting down, and it's
And
the
that's the end of the
East
half.
1, the West 0.
1,
It's the
West
BIMBO High
0.
School All-America
Ladies and gentlemen, we
game.
would like to remind you that
We
the
will
second
step
game is
aside
over.
and be back
We
with
would
perhaps
also
an
like
interview
to
here at halftime.
recognize
It's the East 1, the West
BIMBO
0
veterans
from
and
Knoxville,
also
Tennessee, as part of the
geologic
BIMBO High School All-American
performance
Soccer game.
located on the sideline. Stop by and see both of those vendors today.
To halftime of the BIMBO High School All-America game, as Dean Linke here with the East leading the West by a score of 1-0. I'm so pleased to be joined by Sheldon Sheeler, the national editor for PrepSoccer.net, who's covered high school. How many years now, Sheldon?
Nationally, over 20.
For 20 years.
I'm
And
not telling how many more over 20, but let's just say a long
just
time.
go over 20, yeah. And you
Longer
know,
than these girls have been alive.
exactly. I mean, one of the things that we always like to talk about is the fact that high school soccer is so important. You know, there's been that debate about whether they play academy and that type of thing, and we're seeing here today how special it is.
Oh, absolutely. A lot of relationships are made, and you know, I think there's a lot of coaches who like seeing some of the top girls play high school soccer because they quite often find themselves in a different role on a high school soccer team than they will on a club team. You know, the outside back, and on the club team, next, you know, their central midfielder here or team captain there or whatever. And you know, it's a great experience because for a lot of these kids, it's about you know, a lot more fans at the high school games. It's sometimes more about the name on the front of the jersey instead of the back of the jersey.
How do you do it, Sheldon? How do you cover high school all the way across the country where you know all these players?
Fortunately, there's a lot of good people in the game that run high school events similar to this, but you know, tournaments. And they bring these teams together, and I get the benefit of traveling to them and seeing teams in mass. And I get to see these kids. You know, and I'll be quite honest, the last 18 months has thrown everybody for a loop, more or less. And it's been difficult because of the amount of downtime. But generally, I get to follow a lot of these kids because they're standouts as sophomores. So I know them about their sophomore year, their junior year, and then not surprised to see them here their senior year.
We're here with Sheldon Sheeler, the national editor for PrepSoccer.net. That's PrepSoccer.net. And by the way, we are streaming now, so that is great. We're live streaming. So, by the way, this entire game can be posted tomorrow, but we're up and streaming. So miracles do happen. Thank goodness. As that was really tough to get through that first half. But let's talk about the goal score a little bit for the East.
Yeah. So Kayla Reed, you can't say enough about the New Jersey girls. I posted a tweet a little while ago after she scored that goal. New Jersey girls have actually scored the last 6 goals for the East teams in these All-American games. Just time after time after time, you know, they show up big. And you know, this is a situation where in New Jersey, Kayla might get a little overlooked because some of the other names that came through, especially the last couple of years. But you know, that was a brilliant move she had to walk past the goalkeeper and find the open net and slot that thing home.
Keep going with the East. A couple players that have caught your eye that you really want to talk about.
Sure, yeah. I mean, it was hard not to be impressed with a lot of these girls. Some girls I was impressed with, and interestingly, it's not always starters versus people off the bench. You know what I mean? So all of these girls could be starters. But I thought Shea O'Rourke, number 4, outstanding quickness, really had some opportunities to score. I was really impressed with the girl from my home state, Kelsey Smith from McDonough School. You know, she came in and really made a difference. She's the pass leading to the shot. So, you know, I was really impressed with her. I thought Carolyn Duffy in goal had a solid goal, or solid half. You know, she's going to Duke. I mean, you know, everywhere you look, there's all-star type players here.
Let's switch to the West and some players that have caught your eye coming in, because you do such a great job, Sheldon. You really do, covering high school soccer.
Yeah, so this one, if I had to give an all-star to the first half of the West, it would definitely be Jordan Brown. I anticipated she would be under a lot of pressure in goal, but she handled herself very well. Had maybe 2 really good saves, but certainly just her presence in goal. You know, she's gone to Southern Cal, you know, another big-time recruit. She's kind of the difference between this game being 1-0 at half and maybe 3-0 at half.
Yeah, so well said. And there is talk that she may not be going to Southern Cal as well. We'll continue to follow that. They just made a coaching change, so you never know about following
we actually have a couple girls in here who are back on the undecided list because of coaching changes.
There you go. Yeah, so we'll keep an eye and we'll follow that as well. And how about the coaches for the West? Mike Brady, Kristen Hetzel, Jay Jacobson. Obviously, Noblesville High is a power.
Yeah, Noblesville's had such a great run. So they won the state title in 2019. They won the state title in 2020. They came into this year ranked number 1 in the nation, and delivered on every aspect of that number 1 ranking until they got into the state, what amounts to the state quarterfinals in Indiana, and you could say they were upset by Homestead, but that maybe not really an upset. It was 2 undefeated teams, and Homestead had Amelia White, who's on the U.S. Under-20 national team, and Amelia went off for a hat trick that night, and that's how basically Homestead won that game and then ultimately won the state title. And then Noblesville's had an amazing run. I mean, 1 loss in 3 years.
That's incredible.
That's
yeah, and then let's break down the East coaches. Ashley Hammond from Montclair High in New Jersey, Tammy Haley from Assumption High in Kentucky, and Mark Landers from Glastonbury High in Connecticut.
Yeah, really interesting group, because Mark, if I start in the bottom of that list, Mark was a long-time boys soccer coach, very successful, one of the winningest coaches in Connecticut boys soccer history. But his daughter actually went to UConn as a soccer player, and now she's kind of flipped, and he's flipped rather, and he's now coaching the girls team.
We're here with Sheldon Sheeler, the national editor for PrepSoccer.net. Sheldon, where can people follow you?
Just PrepSoccer.net, and you can follow me there. A lot of the writing I do, the attention I give the high school game, you can find it on that site. And obviously, if you just search Sheldon or PrepSoccer.net on Twitter, you'll find me there as well.
Okay, so now folks that missed the first 45, we are streaming now. These games are going to be posted tomorrow. Right. So there was just the 1 goal. What else did they miss in the first 45? Obviously, they're going to be able to see this back anyway, and they're listening now live.
Yeah, I think that. So a lot of the people, what you missed was a lot of really good passing from the East team. The midfielders really sprung the forwards on a number of occasions, and you'll see Jordan make stop after stop. Now, granted, a lot of them weren't too difficult of the saves, but I think most people will see that and agree. The East easily could have been up a little more than 1-0 at halftime.
Going back to my original question about high school soccer, the camaraderie that it brings, I mean, there's once-in-a-lifetime experiences for these young ladies.
Oh, absolutely. In fact, I'm sitting on the other side of the glass here in this press box setup in Bearden, and in sort of the home crowd who are in the press box said, well, how many games have these girls played together? I'm like, they just met this morning. They can't believe some of how fluid some of the girls are, and they're working together, and that's sort of, that's their quality coming through. You put great players in this great environment, and they find a way to work together and just put on an excellent product.
All right, awesome. Well, make sure you remind people as well that they can watch the entire game. So it will be back up tomorrow, and now I guess we're streaming, so that's a good thing. We're seeing the boys coming in. You want to tease the boys a little bit?
Oh, man.
As we take a look at...
I'm super excited to watch this boys team because, man, the East forwards are off the hook. I mean, you got kids committed. This is just on their forwards. They're attacking players. Kids committed to Clemson, Michigan, Notre Dame, Stanford, just in their attacking part of their game. So, yeah, this is going to be. I think there's going to be quite a shootout in the boys' game tonight.
Sheldon Sheeler, glad we're streaming now. Thank you so much for all you're
Absolutely.
doing, and we'll see you at halftime of the boys' game. Okay.
Absolutely. See you then.
All right. Thank you so much. Great to visit with Sheldon Sealer, and Sheldon let everybody know that the full game will be posted too. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. As we get set to start the second half, Dean Linke along with Heidi Mueller. You talk about a big-time talent there covering high school soccer. Sheldon gets it done.
You know, it's so wonderful what he's done for the high school programming for 2 decades, over 2 decades. He travels the country. He goes coast to coast. He knows these players. He helps them, get the highlighting that they deserve, and ultimately, because of his hard work behind the scenes, a lot of these players get to play at the next level.
All right, so second half, reminding you the East is the team in the red and the West is in the white. As we reminded you, Kayla Reed with the only goal in the game for the East, making it 1-0.
Number 0, Pagan Seal.
So now in goal, number 0, Tegan Sill for the West. She's headed to BYU, so she'll replace Jordan Brown, as Sheldon had high praise for Jordan Brown for good reason. But Tegan Sill, Davis High, Utah. Boy, BYU took Florida State to penalty kicks. Jennifer Rockwood, what a great final. Florida State, of course, you're from Florida, and you know all about Mark Krikorian and the Seminoles, but what a great championship matchup.
Yeah, BYU has definitely strengthened over the last 3 or 4 years. They continue to impress and surprise everyone on the collegiate level. They're holding strong. They're bringing in a lot more new generation talent. They're farming more talent out of Utah, Idaho, Washington. We're just starting to see more and more tremendous players come out of that Northwest region. I think BYU has gotten a taste of success, and I think their program is going to continue to feed off of that. Players like Tegan are what are the core foundations. I mean, she's a 4-time first-team All-State honoree. 4-time. She holds the state record for the most career shutouts. She's a tremendous component to an advocate for the state of Utah, staying in her home state, playing for BYU, wanting to continue to grow that program. Both teams coming out well rested from the half. Seeing some new dynamics and some new players here for the East out on the field after this halftime. Although fitness for players at this level is not a big issue, but you do have to remember, because these players do train consistently. They put in lots of hours in sprints and training and agility trainings. But these players are playing on traveled legs. Some have traveled all the way from the West Coast to be here.
This is the 2021 BIMBO High School All-America Soccer Game, also brought to you by Top Drawer Soccer, Continental Tire, Capelli Sport, and Prep Soccer. As we just heard from Sheldon, who is a big-time talent covering high school soccer, as he said, for over 20 years, decided to not give us the exact amount of time that he's been covering high school soccer. Sheldon, hopefully he'll look over at us in a second, but delighted that the game is up and streaming and we're rocking and rolling here, Heidi. That was stressful there, that first half.
It was. And if you ask me, Sheldon doesn't look a day over 21. So, but yes, it was a stressful first half. I think both teams settling their nerves, getting some of the jitters out. Again, like we said, getting used to each other, their style of play. I think we're going to see some more fire in the belly in the second half. Players starting to, get in their comfort zone and feeling out their leadership positions on the field tonight.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and read the rosters while they're playing, particularly since most of you missed the first half, with apologies for the technical difficulties with the internet connection. So the West team, coached by Mike Brady and Kristen Hetzel out of Noblesville High, Indiana. We heard Sheldon talk about how great their team is, and also Jay Jacobson out of Barlow High in Oregon. I will read through the roster while they're playing. I hope that's okay, and if there is a goal ready to go, I will stop. But this is the West team again, as we want to recognize all of these talented players. Number 0, Tegan Sill from Davis High School out of Utah. Number 1, Jansen Story Mercy Academy out of Kentucky. as the East is on the attack, running downhill. The East right in front and denied there. Great goalkeeping by Tegan Sill from Davis High, who we just mentioned for the West, to keep this one at 1-0. Nicole Sidlowski from Strongsville High in Ohio wears number 3. Number 4 is Kira Prologo from Eastlake High in Washington. This is the West team. Number 5, Libby Majka from Strongsville High in Ohio. Number 6, Hannah Galvin from Liberty High in Nevada. Number 7, Seven Castaigne, Waterford High in Utah. Number 8, Riley Kerber from Medina High School in Ohio. Number 9, Ashley Vaughn from Beaver Creek High in Ohio. Number 10, Taylor Kruger from Jesuit High, Portland in Oregon. From Utah Skyline High, number 11 is Lily Boyden. As the West trying to break it down, it'll be a corner kick for the West. Rest of the West roster, number 12, Chloe Seelhoff from Glacier Peak. Number 13, Elizabeth Jaraseski from CM Russell. Number 14, Elle Frazier from Grant High. Number 16, Mallory Glass from Sacred Heart Academy. Number 17, Summer Connery from Roland High. Number 18, Maya Tabione from Eastlake High. Number 19, Elena Corbett from Bearden High School. Number 20, Kenneth Sauter from Eastwood High School in Ohio. Number 23, Jordan Brown, the great goalkeeper, as the corner kick is taken. It's loose, far side. The West trying to get one back and denied there. And finally, number 26, Violet Rodemaker from Rocky Mountain High in Idaho. That is the West girls roster. Thank you for letting me read it to you, but I definitely wanted to do that since we had trouble getting the first half on the air here. The East roster during the run of play, again, coached by Ashley Hammond from Montclair High in New Jersey, Tammy Haley from Assumption High in Kentucky, Mark Landers from Glastonbury High in Connecticut. We will get to the East roster. East is in red. So wearing number 1, Caroline Duffy out of River Hill High in Maryland. The East with a 1-0 lead on the attack. And I think that's going to roll out of bounds. That'll give me time to tell you more of the names. Number 2, Mary Cochran from Ramapo High School in New Jersey. Number 3, Annie Isfordine from Indian Hill High School in Ohio. Number 4, Shay O'Rourke. We heard Sheldon talk about her from St. Mary's of Lancaster in New York. Number 5, Marianne Gasick from Nichols School in New York. Number 6, Emma Romano from Siaset High. And the offside flag is up, which will give me more time to relax and tell you these players. Number 7, Brooke Harula from Framingham High in Massachusetts. Number 8, Isabella Romano, also from New York. By the way, Romano was really good in the first half, Heidi.
Yeah, she was. She definitely continued to keep pressure on the defense. She's someone that has fire in the belly. She continues to be a dangerous player with the ball at her feet and also off the ball. She makes very crafty, disguised runs, and so they continue to find the ball to her feet.
Number 9, Sydney Segalia from Connecticut, as the East in red with the 1-0 lead. Number 10, the goal scorer, Kayla Reed from East Brunswick High School in New Jersey, as they play it out to Shay O'Rourke. Sheldon talked a lot about Shay O'Rourke. There's the quality he was talking about, and handled there near post by Tegan Sill. Good work there by Shay O'Rourke. Number 11 is Taylor Brennan out of Council Rock North High School in Pennsylvania. Number 12 is Gabriela Gonzalez out of Staples Hill High in Connecticut. Number 13 is Ava Minier from Downingtown West, Pennsylvania. Number 14 is Kelsey Smith, McDonough School out of Maryland. Number 15 is Molly Martin out of Buckingham Brown and Nichols in Massachusetts. Number 20 is Summer Raynette out of Ocean City High, New Jersey. Number 21 is Leah Klerman from Scotch Plains, Fanwood, New Jersey. Number 22 is Emily Chico from Ramapo High in New Jersey. Number 24 is Mary Lundgren from St. Joseph's High in Connecticut. Number 25 is Sophia Lowenberg from Trumbull High in Connecticut. And number 29 is Abby Rice from Upper Arlington High School in Ohio. So proud to say all of their names because it is about them, these incredible athletes.
It is. This is the All-American game. This is where all their years add up, all their years of hard work add up for this game right here. These players come from all the different states. They're all spreading out to different colleges. This is where they get to celebrate their hard work, their sweat, their tears, and get to enjoy themselves before they head on to their next journey. A lot of these players, it won't be too much of a transition playing at the collegiate level. They've already been dedicating several hours, some of them 5 a.m. before they even go to school. But the transition to become a student athlete at the collegiate level is definitely a transition. But these players have already been playing at such a high level. that those transitions should be relatively easy for them. They've been committed, a lot of them, since they were young players, knowing that they wanted to play at the next level.
A foul there by Shea O'Rourke trying to run it down. Good work defensively by the West. Wearing number 4 is Kira Prologo from East Lake High in Washington. She's headed to Florida. She's headed to your state to play for the Gators.
It's going to be exciting to watch the rebuild of the Florida program. They've had coaching change there, and a lot of exciting freshmen coming in the next with the next class and the class after that. So excited to see what transpires for the University of Florida program. Obviously, they're adding top players like this and all American. So looking forward to watching that program continue to grow and build.
So a goal kick here, 10 minutes in to the second half of the Girls High School All-America game. Stay with us here on Top Drawer Soccer and PrepSoccer.net for the Boys High School All-America game. Handled there by the West. Down near the end line, knocked out of bounds. It'll be a corner kick for the West, looking for the equalizer, down 1-0 here. Again, the only goal of the game scored by Kayla Reed, number 10 from East Brunswick High School in New Jersey.
Tremendous effort on that outside left midfield. The outside left midfield sometimes can be a thankless job. You make a lot of runs, but it isn't fruitful for you to receive the ball. But then it's so important. They create opportunities like this where there's now a set piece in the box or a corner kick. So you definitely put a workhorse of that outside left midfield.
Again, as Sheldon said, these teams just practiced today. First time they get to know each other. So you think about set pieces, they got to figure a few things out, right?
Yeah, a lot of them have such great intuition for the ball. So scenarios like this, you have, like I said, the East team has some tremendous height. So I think these players are used to being on the attack and winning the ball with their head, coming in, flying in from all angles. So these are very well-versed players on a lot of different set piece type opportunities, definitely showing that they are next level no matter what the situation is.
Great ball here for the East, played into space. Nice shoulder-to-shoulder defending there. I think that was Jansen Story from Mercy Academy doing the defensive work, denying number 24, Mary Lundgren from St. Joseph High out of Connecticut. The East wins it back. The East with a 1-0 lead, looking to find Lundgren again. Lundgren has it. Lundgren, can she run it down? She can't, as it'll come back to the West. Again, the West in white, the East in red. It's the BIMBO High School Soccer All-America game. Alongside Heidi Mueller, delighted to be with you here for this one in Knoxville, Tennessee. We are in volunteer land here, Heidi. A lot of orange around here.
Oh, there is. There's the beautiful Smoky Mountains. There's just a wonderful atmosphere of just relaxation in the mountains, and obviously a lot of Tennessee pride for the volunteers.
Is audio going over the stream, do you know? It seems like people are saying there's no volume. Do you know?
Now on the field for East, number 10, Kayla Reed. Number 12, Gabriela Gonzalez. Number 20.
So Gabriela Gonzalez, number 12 from Staples High, has come into the game.
And number 22, the double deuce, Emily Pico.
So the East, it's knocked out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in back to the West. Turn it over to Heidi Mueller for just a bit. Be back with more here. Heidi, we'll let you run with it a little play-by-play here for a little bit.
The West team just continues to try to break through on their opportunities. Throw in. The East continue to play tight defense. Not letting the West turn is key. Once the West continues to turn, they've been able to create some very crafty opportunities, playing balls through that have created some offensive threats. The West on the attack, showing some technical skill, finding a nice peekaboo pass, and the keeper comes out. Tremendous effort by the goalkeeper. One of the more refined attacks that the West has had. Players looking for a handball on that. They didn't get the nod from the referee. And there's a goal. Sliding and slipping in there. We've got the West with a goal, bringing them, continuing their attack on top. Sliding into the near post and placing it just past the keeper.
Goal by number 2, Mary Cochran.
The red definitely has more of an energy about them.
Mary Lundgren.
Once they find a few combinations, they continue to just be a dangerous threat.
So Mary Cochran gets the goal, assisted there by Mary Lundgren, as it's 2-0 East. Looking good here against the West, Heidi. I step aside and you get to call a goal there. It's exciting.
I know. I got to pull out the old goal. That's always exciting in the soccer world.
So 2-0 East on top of the West. Spinning with it. Almost looked like a handball. The referee says no, and they'll play on. 15 minutes in, it's 2-0 East.
A lot of these players, Dean, are having to play in slots that they don't typically play. We have some pretty renowned forwards that are filling the roles of outside midfield for this type of game. Everybody willing to contribute in whatever way they can. A lot of them finding the net in tremendous capacities during their high school careers. We have players with 30 goals, 100 goals, 60 goals, as well as racking up 30, 40, 50 assists. So these players can find the net, assist, they're versatile, they're universal, they're willing to do whatever job is needed for their team.
The West trying to pull one back. Handled here by number 20, Summer Rymet. Taken away there, getting stuck in there is Kira Prologo from Eastlake High out of Washington. The East, though, going the other way, so quick on the counters. They try to play it forward. Running down here is Cochran. Cochran looking for another one. She's got it, and it's 3-0 East on top of the West as part of the 2021 High School All-America game. That is 2 for Mary Cochran. And Mary Cochran's made it East 3, West 0.
Mary Cochran, no stranger to finding the net. She is a career goal scorer, 60 goals in her career, Dean, 60. And she has 57 career assists. We were just talking about that, not only goal scorers, but also phenomenal assist players. She is on the all-decade team in North Jersey, the 2019 North Jersey all-decade team. She's also the 2020 North Player of the Year finalist. She was also the 2020 United Soccer Coaches All-American team. Again, these players are no stranger to making high-level plays.
So it has been the Mary Cochran show here in the second half with a pair of goals for the East and 3-0 West. Trying to get on the board. The West. Great little move and handled there. The move, though, coming from Seven Castaigne, headed to TCU. She's from Waterford High in Utah.
Number 29 for the East. And goal, Abby Rice.
So you see in goal Abby Rice, who's going to play for Tennessee from Upper Arlington, Ohio. So she'll get to know Knoxville this weekend, and that'll help her settle in.
I think she'll enjoy the temperate climate here as opposed to up in northern Ohio. A little bit nicer weather in December down here in Tennessee.
The East with a 3-0 lead. Lundgren's got an assist. Lundgren, can she take a shot on her own? She can, and she'll make it 4-0 East on top of the West here. The East starting to really unload here. 3 great goals in the second half, 2 from Cochran, and now Lundgren gets one herself.
Lundgren has career goals, 33 career goals, 30 assists. Again, the United Soccer Coaches All-American also in 2020. These players, they know how to dig deep. They know how to find the net when it matters most.
Mary Lundgren headed to Dartmouth. United Soccer Coaches All-American in 2020, All-Region as well. Connecticut All-State. Other local and state postseason honors for the 2021 fall season will be announced later, and you can expect Lundgren to be on that again as the West trying to get something going here. Jansen Story from Mercy Academy. But it'll come back to the East. The East has dominated the second half here, Heidi.
Yeah, the West is really struggling to find a rhythm right now. They need to first earn the possession. Second, then continue to work the ball smart and manage the personnel through the central midfield. Red working some complex motion in the offensive third.
Trouble here. The East trying to stay with it, and finally picked up there by Tegan Sill, who has faced a barrage of shots here from the East in the second half. Jansen Story.
All of these players have tremendous vision, Dean. When they receive the ball, their head's on a swivel. They understand all of their options before they even receive the ball. She's digging deep, taking the shot.
Yeah, and a good shot denied there. Parried away. It'll be a corner kick for the West. Great shot there coming from Lily Boyden. Lily Boyden will play her college soccer at Washington State. She's from Skyline High in Utah.
Had a chance to talk to Lily earlier today. She actually lives in Utah, but her brother goes to Stanford, and he runs track at Stanford. So her making the trip to Washington State, she'll actually be kind of, in a closer locale, I guess, to be able to attend some of his events. But she's very excited about her engagement at Washington State. Her family's also very excited for her, and they're looking at it as a tremendous journey to leave Utah and head to Washington State.
The West running downhill here it's Sidlaski from Strongsville High. Played forward for the East, offside there.
Well played.
Yeah, the flag's going to go up, though.
Has the defense on the run?
Yeah, the flag is up. Offside by quite a bit there, and just took a little while for the far side AR to catch up with it. It's 3 goals here in the second half, though, Heidi, as the East lead the West 4-0.
Offense was disappointed on that. The defense was relieved. Both teams, all the players, showing why they're All-Americans. Fabulous technical footwork, great vision, tenacity, decision-making, composure.
Sidlaski has it for the West. Great cross, sent back in here by Kruger, but out of bounds. It'll come back to the East, sitting on this 4-0 lead. 1 goal in the first half from Reed, Cochran with 2, and Mary Lundgren with the 4th. 4-0 East on top of the West in the 2021 BIMBO High School Girls All-America game, coming to you from Bearden High School in Knoxville, Tennessee.
Kruger, another player from Portland, Oregon. 46 career goals and 37 assists. She was a 2-time state champion, 2018 and 2019.
All right, we're so glad that everybody's got the stream and now have the audio as well, as it's 4-0. If you're just joining us now and can finally hear and see everything, we apologize for all the technical difficulties with the stream here. This game was originally scheduled for Saturday, pushed up to Friday, so a little bit of catch up, and we apologize for any inconvenience to all of you wonderful families out there as we bring you our coverage here on Top Drawer Soccer and PrepSoccer.net. It's cleared out of there and still loose as the West trying to get on the board. Here's the story. It was a goal scored from Kayla Reed from East Brunswick High School, New Jersey, to make it 1-0 at the half. and then 2 goals from Mary Cochran from Ramapo High School in New Jersey, and then 1 from Mary Lundgren from St. Joseph High in Connecticut. Those are the 4 goals scored by the East Girls All-America team. I will run through all of the rosters one more time so every name is heard by each and every one of you. We have some weather now as well, and that was one of the reasons why we moved this game to Friday, because tomorrow the weather really looks bad. And the word is it was only going to be about an hour of rain, so hopefully by the time the boys' game starts, most of this rain will be out of here. But if you can bear with me one more time, the East team on top 4-0. Their coaches are Ashley Hammond from Montclair High in New Jersey, Tammy Haley from Assumption High in Connecticut, Mark Landers from Glastonbury High in Connecticut. The East with the 4-0 lead. Here is their team. Caroline Duffy headed to Duke from River Hill High School in Maryland. Mary Cochran headed to Georgetown. She's got a couple goals. She is from New Jersey. Number 3 is Annie Isfordine from Indian Hill High School in Ohio. Number 4 is Shay O'Rourke headed to South Carolina from St. Mary's of Lancaster in New York. Number 5, a future Buckeye, Moran Gasek from Nichols School in New York. Is the East dangerous again, finding Isabella Romano from New York. She's headed to Navy, and she has it taken away by the West. Number 6 is her twin sister, Emma Romano. Number 7 is Brooke Harala headed to Purdue, Framingham High, Massachusetts. Sydney Segalia, number 9, went to Houstonic Valley in Connecticut. The East again with the 4-0 lead. Number 10 is Kayla Reed, who scored the first goal of the game, East Brunswick High School. Number 11 is Taylor Brennan from Council Rock North out of Pennsylvania. Number 12 is Gabriela Gonzalez from Staples Hill High in Connecticut. Number 13 headed to Penn State, Ava Minier from Downingtown West, Pennsylvania. The East with the 4-0 lead. Number 20 is Summer Rymet from Ocean City High in New Jersey. Number 21, Leah Klerman from Scott Plains Fanwood in New Jersey. Number 22, Emily Chico, USA U18 player, shot from distance again from Romano. Chico is also from New Jersey. Number 24, Mary Lundgren, who's got a goal from St. Joseph High out of Connecticut. And Sophia Lohenberg headed to Boston College from Trumbull High out of Connecticut. And headed to Tennessee right here in Knoxville. Abby Rice in goal now, number 29. For the East. That's the East team. We'll get to the West team as well as you're watching the action on Top Door Soccer and PrepSoccer.net and trying to make it 5-0, but they can't get it by Tegan Sill. So Tegan Sill wears number 0 for the West team, coached by Mike Brady and Kristen Hetzel out of Noblesville High in Indiana, a state power. As we heard from Sheldon from PrepSoccer.net at half. We hope to have Sheldon back for halftime of the boys' game as well. Jay Jacobson from Barlow High is also part of the coaching staff. He's out of Oregon. We mentioned number 0, Tegan Sill for the West. Jansen Story, Mercy Academy out of Kentucky, wearing number 1. Kelly Bullock from Olympus High, wearing number 2. Nicole Sidlowski from Strongsville High out of Ohio, wearing number 3. Number 4, Kira Prologo out of Eastlake High in Washington, wearing number 5. Libby Majka from Strongsville High in Ohio, wearing number 6. Hannah Galvin, Liberty High, Nevada. This is the West team in white. Number 7, Castine, Waterford High out of Utah, headed to TCU. Boston College will have Riley Kerber wearing number 8 out of Madonna High School in Ohio. Number 9 is Ashley Vaughn from Beaver Creek High, also Ohio. She's headed to Wright State. Headed to St. Louis, Taylor Kruger, number 10, as the East looking dangerous again. Number 11, Lily Boyden out of Skyline High. The East dancing with it. They get it over to number 13, Elizabeth Jaroszewski. And her shot is denied. Number 12 is Chloe Seelhoff, who's headed to UW to play University of Washington. Jaroszewski, Idaho State. Portland State will get Elle Frazier out of Grant High in Oregon. Mallory Glass is headed to Kentucky from Sacred Heart Academy in Kentucky. Colgate's going to get Summer Connery wearing number 17. By the way, Mallory Glass wearing number 16. Summer Connery from Roland Hall High School in Utah wearing 17. Maya Tabion from Eastlake High out of Washington is headed to Columbia, which is awesome. Number 19 is Elena Corbett from Bearden High School in Tennessee. Number 20, Kenna Souter from Eastwood High School in Ohio. Number 23, Jordan Brown from Faith Lutheran in Nevada. And number 26, as the corner kick comes in, sent around, is Violet Rodemaker out of Rocky Mountain High in Idaho. That is every player now heard loud and clear, I hope, on this broadcast here of the 2021 BIMBO High School Girls All-America game. The West trailing 4-0, 1-0 at the half, but 3 goals in the second half here for the East have been the difference, Heidi.
Even though the weather changed, the pace has continued to improve. Both teams fighting for the ball, playing till the end. Some of these players, it seems they may actually appreciate playing in the rain more. They've stepped up their game. White team continuing to try to manage some personnel through the middle, trying to shut down defensively, keeping numbers behind the ball, as the East continues to try to unlock the combination of their defense. Great communication. Again, tremendous management of their personnel through the Central, as we're seeing here, a nice switch of fields.
I want to thank our sponsors for this game: BIMBO, Top Drawer Soccer, Continental Tire, Capelli Sport, and Prep Soccer, among the great sponsors that always help put together this game as these players travel from all over the country. BIMBO, always baked with love, an outstanding supporter of the high school girls and boys All-America game for the last several years. We mentioned TopDrawerSoccer.com. It's the East in red with 4, the West in white with 0. After this game, we'll have the boys high school All-America game. So stay with us on Top Drawer Soccer and PrepSoccer.net. Also want to thank Gatorade, an outstanding sponsor of this, as well as NJGSCA, the Noxon Trucking LLC, helping support this great game. Romano has not been afraid to shoot for the East. There have been a lot of big-time players that have participated in this high school girls and boys All-America game over the years. Elena Cook is one of them. Morgan Weaver has also participated in this game. Those two players are legit, appeared for the USA in the last U.S. national team game. A special congratulations in the program for Ryder Barrett coming up in the men's game. Shot from distance and trouble. I think that went off the crossbar. And it may have went off the, they'll say it went off the field goal behind the soccer goal, and that's why it'll go as a goal kick. That one had eyes right there, Heidi.
Fantastic spirited run from the defense, playing some wonderful give and goes through the middle, making her presence known, and obviously a fantastic shot on frame to finish it off.
So 15 minutes remaining. It is the East in red with 4, the West in white, still searching for their first goal.
So Tammy and I were talking, Tammy Kamek, who's one of the coaches out there today, she and I were talking earlier today, Dean, and how much the female game has transformed over the last 20 years since she and I played. The players are just so much more technically refined. They're able to play out of the backfield. Defenders score. When we played 25 years ago, it was truly just more of a savage athletic battle where these players are able to control the ball and have technique and technical components that we could have only dreamed of 25 years ago.
So well said. It is incredible, the growth of the women's game, and you see that on the college level where, Florida State is always there, but there are so many other teams making great runs. BYU this year, an amazing run to the championship game. Santa Clara the last 2 years, as they went 20 years between national championships, and it's no longer just University of North Carolina as the East running downhill. The East looking to add to their 4-0 lead. They're onside. They are in, but handled defensively there by the West. Going the other way is Seelhoff. She'll play it over to Bullock.
Several times tonight we've seen where the players go end line, play it back 18. Definitely collegiate level understanding of serving the cross. Taking that defense to the depth and then playing back at the players entering in through the middle. So the weather was unpredictable for us this weekend, Dean, but you know what was not unpredictable? That we were going to see tremendous talent.
That is so on point. Yeah, you're right. The weather has been really shaky. Part of the reason why this game was pushed up to tonight instead of tomorrow. Handled there by the West. The West needs to get going. Go ahead, Heidi.
Even though we've had a lot of rain, we've had an abundance of fantastic soccer.
And some great goals. Reed with a goal, Cochran with a couple, Lundegren with one. Those are the goal scorers for the East Girls All-American High School Soccer Team. The East with one goal in the first half and 3 here in the second. The West in white trying to make something happen. They get it out wide to Chloe Seelhoff, who's headed to the University of Washington to play. Over the ball here now is Prologo.
Number 4, Kira Prologo.
Rodemaker had it there for a moment. Coming back defensively there is Chico. She is everywhere, wearing number 22. The West, little flick, and trying to go near post. It'll go out of bounds. It'll be a corner kick for the West, showing some heart here, trying to get a goal in this high school All-America game.
Violet Rodemaker, she was Idaho All-State Player of the Year in 2021. Continues to make her presence known out there today. She had career 36 goals and 37 assists. She was also the Class 5A SIC Player of the Year in 2021.
Corner kick taken. Safety first, knocked out of bounds by the East with this 4-0 lead. The West pressing to try to get one back here. Can they at least put one on the board? Throw in and the turn for the West. Hannah Galvin had it for a moment, one back by the East. In the middle of the park is Kayla Reed wearing number 10. She's back in there again. Scored the first goal of the game. Knocked away there by the West. Rain continues to come down here at Bearden High School in Knoxville, Tennessee. Kept alive. Nope, they'll say out of bounds. It'll come back to the West.
White still trying to find that icebreaker. Tough when they lose those possessions like that. Such fast transition with these All-American players.
This is a tremendous breakaway and well defended there. The final tackle coming in for the West by Elena Corbett with the big time, and then a shot from distance parried away there by Tegan Sill. A excellent save and knocked out of bounds. Great work by Sill in goal for the West.
Number 10, Kayla Reed. Defending goal for the West. Number 0, Tegan Seal.
Turn in the middle for the East. Emma Romano has been very busy, along with Isabella Romano, the two twins. We're not certain, but we think Sheldon was saying that it's the first twins to play in this high school All-America game.
And I believe both of them are going to Naval Academy, correct?
That's correct. Impressive.
Very impressive.
Long throw in here for the East. 9 minutes remaining in the girls' high school All-America game. Thanks so much for joining us. Again, we apologize for the technical difficulties in the first half. This game will be posted at a later date, hopefully as early as tomorrow, so you will be able to see the entire game. But thanks for hanging in there with us on Top Drawer Soccer and PrepSoccer.net. As it's East 4, West 0 here in the girls' high school All-America game. Shortly after this one, we'll bring you the boys' high school All-America game. Sent in by the East.
East dangerous on these transitions.
Yeah, the two.
They win the ball with skill, they counterattack with speed, and they capitalize on the opportunities.
Navy has two outstanding players in the Romanos coming 6 and 8. You talk about technically gifted, and they also can shoot from distance, and they're identical twins. Hard to tell them apart, and then their soccer also is just extraordinary.
What a gold mine for a university program. find not just one extremely talented All-American player, but two.
Sent forward by the West. Good chance here, trying to find Mallory Glass, who's headed to Kentucky to take on one of your rivals, I would guess. When you were at Louisville, did Kentucky have a program?
They sure did. We continue to have a tremendous rivalry with the University of Kentucky from the University of Louisville, and it definitely is a difficult decision for a lot of in-state Kentucky players to decide which school they're going to attend. Both programs have proven themselves to be next-level, top-tier programs. So it's always a fight for the top Kentucky players in both men and women's soccer in the state of Kentucky.
Spinning with it here is Shea O'Rourke. Shea O'Rourke, good ball far side, finding the head there of Reed. Reed, who has scored one already, looking for another one, and the East looking like they are fully in control of this high school All-America game. The East in red, the West in white. It's the East 4, the West 0.
On the boys' side, Dean, on that note, as far as college soccer in the state of Kentucky, Bellarmine University on the boys' side just transitioned to Division I. So now there is a major three-way split of top talent in Kentucky between Kentucky, Louisville, and now Bellarmine being a big impact program coming into their first year of Division I.
Majka, good little move there by number 5, Livy Majka from Strongsville High School in Ohio. Headed to Duquesne in Pittsburgh for her college experience. It'll go out of bounds and back to the East. And now the East going to make wholesale changes with a 4-0 lead. And everybody back in. Rainy, it's cold. It's not super cold, so it's not unbearable rain, but it could be worse, right? It could be snow and sleet. They were going to do one of these in Philadelphia one year, and it was snowed out.
So high school soccer in Illinois was in the spring. I played in many, many sleety, rainy, icy high school games in Chicago.
I bet.
That's another thing, you know, these players, some play in the fall, some play in the winter, some play in the spring. So most of them play year-round with club programs. They travel extensively now with the addition of ECNL and big showcases across the country. And a lot of them have played in a lot of extreme weather conditions. In Arizona, 100-degree heat. They might play it in cold conditions up in Portland. Some of them come from Utah, as we've seen, and so sometimes in Illinois they come from icy conditions. So, you know, you never know where you're going to play in college, so you got to learn to play in all those environments.
Throw in here for the West. Finds the feet there of Kelly Bullock, and Bullock will earn a corner kick. Corner kick for the West. Trying to get one in here. Showing a lot of pride, this West team. That saw the East score 3 in the second half to take a 4-0 lead. Under 4 minutes remaining. Sent back across, and a great corner headed off target there to go out of bounds.
The West having an aggressive attack.
Don't forget, coming up 10, 15 minutes after this one will be the boys' high school All-America game.
Soccer, soccer, and more soccer tonight.
Indeed. That was Kelsey Smith. Had it for a moment.
The West showing some nice triangle play.
Hannah Galvin, Liberty High, out of Nevada. So the East will send it long here. The East just protecting that 4-0 lead, sent right back where it came from by Violet Rodemaker out of Rocky Mountain High in Idaho. The East may not be done, though, with this 4-0 lead. They still have time to make it 5. It'll find the feet here of Summer Rymette. Summer Rymette trying to find Mary Cochran, who's got a couple goals in this game. The West going the other way. It would be fantastic if the West could get one here to end their evening as part of this high school girls soccer All-America game coming to you from Bearden High School in Knoxville, Tennessee. Just over 2 minutes remaining in the game. Kayla Reed with a first half goal, Mary Cochran with 2 in the second, and Mary Lundgren had the 4th goal. Lundgren also had an assist. Here's a shot from way downtown, as taken there by Cochran, going for the hat trick, and I think it was knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with the East, and they'll have a chance to add to their 4-0 lead.
You have a field full of players who would love to have the ball in the last 2 minutes of the game here. Any one of these players is highly capable of putting the ball in the last 2 minutes under any circumstances, overtimes. These players are used to being the difference makers in the last 2 minutes.
Near post shot denied again there. Once again, it's Emma Romano. Emma and Isabella. Emma wearing 6, Isabella wearing 8. As Heidi Mueller told you, they're headed to the Naval Academy. Romano will drop it off to Cochran. Cochran's got 2, and is the 5th goal going to get in? I think it is. It bounces around. It'll be scored there by Summer Rymette. Actually talked to the Rymettes in the crowd here, and the light show is on. It's 5-0 East in a dominating performance as the East now with the lead.
Premium framing around the goal there by the East.
So here's a look at that last goal here. Bouncing around, pinging around, and then finally put in the back of the net there by Summer Rymette to make it 5-0. Back to live action. The West still trying to get that first goal. Shot from distance and not on frame, and certainly a memorable performance for both teams, but the East will remember the final score. Impressive fashion here, 5-0, Heidi.
Both teams, this will be a night to remember for all of them. Whether it was sunny or rainy, this is a night they will never forget. Their parents are proud of their work and effort, I'm sure, and an emotional evening, actually, for a lot of the families and players as they see this All-American game come to a close.
The West staying with it. Rodemaker keeps it alive, drops it over to Frazier. Frazier brings it back. A couple more touches here. Final seconds counting down. Rodemaker, and that will count it down. Reed gets a goal. Cochran gets a couple. Lundgren gets 1, and Rymette gets 1. Your final thoughts on the score line with the East winning the high school girls All-America game over the West by a score of 5-0.
Talent from beginning to end for both sides, both teams. They're under a lot of interesting circumstances, traveling from all across the country, from different programs, never knowing each other, but coming out here and showing why they're all Americans. A lot of crafty footwork, a lot of unique passing situations, a lot of exhilarating runs where players showcase their speed. Also managing the transitions like professionals. They're all ready for the next level. Can't wait to continue to follow the careers of these outstanding young ladies. They've earned every ounce of this opportunity today, and there are going to be several more accolades in their future, I'm sure.
Stay with us on TopDrawerSoccer.com. Coming up in 25 minutes, it'll be the boys high school All-America game right here.